Hey guys, it's Teresa and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my writing vlog. And boy, has October been a whirlwind for me. Let's get into it. Well, writing diary. I don't know why I call them a vlog. I want to lean more toward vlogging, like maybe like a once a week check-in. So I have like an actual vlog, but right now it's a diary. So October has been a whirlwind month. I have made some pretty big decisions. I have decided, and I'm throwing this into the universe because I will chicken out. So I'm going to assume that my friends who I've told this to, and then now the entire internet who wishes to see this video understands. But I will be joining Pitch Wars come next year. And I'm really hoping that when the schedule comes out, it'll come out on like, everything will be due on a September and not in August because I worked my schedule around the September due date. But if you guys don't know what Pitch Wars is, it's essentially this online contest where potential authors will submit their novels, a query letter, and like a little blurb, and then you have like several mentors. I think you could go up to 4 mentors, to 4 mentors who have already published books, and if they like what you have, they will pick you up and like mentor you and like help you kind of refine your query letter and your manuscript for the final like showcase. And then you put your like novel up on a showcase, and then agents can pick them up and you will get published. I believe that is how Tomi Adeyemi got her book published, was through Pitch Wars. I could be horribly wrong, but I will double check on that, and I will post my I forgot I had that, and I will go ahead and post the actual, like whether or not she actually did get published through Pitch Wars on the screen here. So yeah, I will be joining that. I have planned out literally my entire year. Everything has been written down in my bullet journal. I have written it down in my calendar, like deadline to deadline. It's done. I have everything set up for a September due date, but I think I don't remember when I should be officially done with my novel. I think I gave myself like a good 2 weeks. Yeah, so draft 3 should be finished by May 8th. So I still even if I don't have, even if they change it to like the September due date, I have plenty of time from then to the August due date to get things done. But I would like the September due date because then that gives me more time to like firm things up. But yeah, that is kind of like that big announcement, I guess. I didn't want to announce it just yet in case like I didn't go through with it, or in case like I didn't get chosen. But even if like say I didn't go now I have to go through with it because it's out on the internet, and when the internet has it, you just gotta. Even if I don't get chosen, I feel like it'll be a really fun learning experience for me, and like how to work on like pretty strict deadlines. And even then, like even if I don't get chosen, I still went through the process, and I still know like where my novel is, or what, like I'm not going to take it personally because like there are a lot of really good writers who joined that. But if I don't get chosen, it's still a learning process, and it'll be really fun / stressful. And like even then, I told myself that by draft 3 I will be querying. So it's not even like a oh, I'm never going to do it again. Like I'm still reaching the goal that I had originally. It's just achieving the goal differently if I am chosen, if that makes sense. But on to actual draft things. I'm going to give myself statistics. I believe I have 38 or 39 chapters. But if I have 39 chapters, I'm just going to slump 2 chapters into a week and like edit it that way, because I had to already readjust my schedule once. I'm not doing it a third time. So essentially, if I edit a chapter each a day, I should be done, or not each a day, edit a chapter a week. I should be done by May 7th. Pulling out my calendar again, by May 7th, and I should be at the halfway point by February 7th. And then, but from May, I have a month from like June to July, I believe, from May to June to take a breather, because I need a break from that, and that way I can work on like my query letter, my blurb, and I can edit those out, and I can like plan other novels that I wanted to plan out that have been clogging up my brain, so they're out of there and onto like a page or a document. And it'll just give me a break from that. And then I edit, like when I say edit the 3rd draft, I'm not turning it into draft 4. I'm turning it into like draft 3.1. It's going to be better with grammatical errors, and we're going to move things around so things flow a little better. and that's where I'm at. I'm also starting to go ahead and reverse outline every 5 chapters. So if you guys don't know what reverse outlining is, it's essentially where you take your finished product and like outline it instead of like, so like you outline in the beginning before you read it and then you outline at the end after. And like I started the first 5 already, and I found that helps a lot because now I can figure out like the flow and like everything of the chapters, and I'm figuring out like where things are a little weaker and a little like stronger. So that's been actually pretty helpful. Though I wish there were more articles on how to reverse outline rather than them telling you to just reverse outline. Because let me tell you, that was a very stressful day when I was looking up how to reverse outline. They were like, you know, reverse outlining is really good for your story and your essay and your thesis. Just do it. And I'm like, you are not Shia LaBeouf. You cannot just tell me to just do it. Doesn't work that way. But aside from the goals that I have set for myself and my, I don't know why I'm giving you like my little wolf pack kind of thing here. I guess we run in packs. That's the university I studied in. It was a wolf pack. But aside from that big announcement and then like my general goals for the rest of the year until September, I don't know how I've managed to do that, like plan everything out until September. I'm a mess otherwise. I have actually made a bunch of changes, which kind of sucks because I made the changes when I was in drafts, like writing chapter 6. So now I have to go back a little later and like adjust those, but I'm not too worried because it's like 5 chapters worth of adjusting. And like I feel like once I have written the entire draft, I'll have a better grip on the concept and can write backwards, essentially. Slash, I think I'll also be like editing said chapters along the way, so I'm not like too worried. I have made a really big change in terms of dynamics. I changed the dynamics of the 3 main siblings that have like point of views in the plot. Originally, one of them was going to be the antagonist, and I'll get into why they're no longer an antagonist in a little bit, but I changed it so that way our main character was no longer the youngest. She is now the middle child, and our antagonist is now the youngest, because that brings about more angst and more failure, and I need water because I'm dying of thirst. And that brings about more angst, and then I also made this minor villain in the draft, like in the original draft, a much more prevalent villain, primarily because of this change that I will be telling you about, like now. So the main antagonist was a female, and she was going to be prevalent throughout the entire 3 books, and kind of this very slow build-up until the very end, which, now that we've made this change, I have to change the entire ending of the trilogy. But it's fine. Like, so far I have everything else planned out. It's just a matter of, like, getting them all in sequence and like figuring out how the actual ending is going to look like now, because now it's a little fuzzy, but I'm sure I'll get there. So I have been kind of struggling with this character for a bit, because initially she was supposed to be like kind of like a very Azula character in the beginning. She was supposed to be very frightening and just cruel and sadistic and not a lot of fleshing out. And then she wanted to be 3rd season Azula, where we give her some more depth. So I gave her a bit more depth, and she still wasn't very content. And I had thought about giving her a redemption arc for the longest time, but I didn't, because my friend and I, who is like not co-writing, but she has a foot in the door with this story. Like, not really a foot, more like her like torso. Like, she's not writing the story with me, but she helped me create like some of the characters and some of the world building aspects belong to her. So she is as much as invested in this as I am. She had made a character earlier on that would have a redemption arc, and I felt like having 2 redemption arcs would be a lot. And then as we were writing and developing this idea, we ended up giving this main character, this antagonist of ours, kind of like a more humanizing aspect by giving her like she didn't start out as a love interest at first, but then their relationship bloomed into a very homo love interest, which I'm okay with. And we were sitting there and we were like, we have to give her a redemption arc. We can't let this sit down and slide. And I was like, I don't know, I'm leaning toward it, but also not. And then I did more research into redemption arcs. And as you guys know, I did some Twitter posts on this, and I realized that most redemption arcs are very male-centered. They're very male-dominated. I can throw up an entire like screen filled of nothing but males who have gotten redemption arcs or failed redemption arcs or attempted redemption arcs in comparison to the women that I know. I could be missing some that have received redemption arcs. So I will throw the women up now, and you should have gotten the men up before. So it's just one of those things where I like got very petty and angry very fast because it's just perpetuating the situation where men, we easily forgive men because of this. So I was like, no, fuck that. I'm gonna give her a redemption arc just to be super fucking petty and to add another female in this stupidly male-dominated list. And I'm not saying that this redemption arc will surpass Zuko's redemption arc by any means, but if I can get her on the same level or similar to Zuko's redemption arc, I will be content, because it is just so infuriating when I'm sitting here trying to find out like redemption arcs for female characters and it's all nothing but a sausage party, and it's like, why? I mean, I know why, because society wants us to like just forgive men for the stupidest shit. But no, I'm now going to start my own club of the female redemption arcs. So if y'all want to start writing characters with female redemption arcs, why don't you join me? Because that was kind of frustrating to read. And like on top, like even though this literally has screwed up the first 5 chapters, like 5.5 chapters of my novel, as well as the ending of my series, it just feels good. Like all the characters are content of what they're going through, of what they're getting to go through to get to the end. Like the plot twists are starting to come together. I'm finding it easier to flesh things out now that I have a concrete idea of where I'm going to go, and I'm not so afraid to redraft, because I am just so, I've said this so many times in so many videos, but really it's just a matter of like things are coming together. And it's just so satisfying because I have been struggling with aspects of this book for so long. And now that things are coming together and I'm making these huge changes that I never thought I would ever make in my life, it's piecing together. Like I have probably the bare bones of what some of these relationships should be looking like right now. But it's just, it feels tangible and solid. And like even if I don't get this like series published, and this will be like the backlisted upon backlisted works that somehow like a new, like that'll probably get published when I am dead, I am still going to be content because now I know my process front and back. For the most part, I still have some kinks here and there, and I know what works for me, and I know how to get characters to work, and I know how to listen to them and know how to like hear what they're saying, and it's just working very well. And I don't know how that happened, but it did, and I'm just feeling really good. So now we're gonna go into some word counts. So let's get into word counts. And I have to type my password in again. Okay, so if we go back, I don't know if I want to do draft 1 or draft 2. Okay, we'll do draft 2 because that's the most recent draft. As it stands, draft 2, which is not the draft I'm currently working on, I finished this draft a couple months ago, has 142,166 words, which is like about a fair amount for a fantasy draft to go through. I know that like for YA it's a lot, it should be a lot shorter, but like right now I am not shooting for YA. My very ambitious ass is gonna go for adult, and we're gonna shoot for the stars or nothing else. Dramatic, I know. And now the draft 3. Currently I'm on I had finished chapter 6 last night, got no sleep trying to finish chapter 6 to meet my goal. I am currently at 23,589 words, which I think is a fair amount of number of words. Now I'm just trying to figure out, not really, well, like I have to figure out the sibling dynamic that I have now changed for the better, but I still changed it. And I don't know if I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that change, but I just, I had an agreement with my characters that we won't change anything after draft 2. And they decided to change a bunch of things. So, it's fine. You know what they say about draft 1? Draft 1 merely exists, draft 2 is to make it functional, and draft 3 and beyond is to prove that you knew what you were doing all along. Somehow. Here we are at the proving stage, and I'm definitely faking it till I make it. Going by that, I'm very content with the word count right now, and I will update you guys more on word counts as we go along. What I'm struggling with currently is that I am hating redrafting because I don't know how to do it. I could read books about it, but then I feel too rigid. I feel like I have to follow their example or I'm never going to be a writer, which is a really annoying mentality to have, but I can't seem to shake it, and we're just going to deal with it at this point. I'm just going to read articles and like maybe a book or two on it and just like, but aside from that, I really don't like the drafting process as we stand. I'm enjoying it because things are coming together. I'm enjoying where things are going, but I don't like it because I've literally written about these characters so many times that I'm like this close to just killing them all off at the end of the first book and just calling it there. They all died in a fire. But so if you guys have any suggestions as to how to make drafting a more enjoyable process in terms of like rewards or like a sticky note system, I would like a system like that. And I don't want to do food because like I'm not because I don't want to gain weight or anything, but I don't want to Pavlov myself into a hole that I can't get out of in the future. So if you guys have any suggestions as to how you guys have been redrafting your novels, I would really love them, because right now I'm just like typing away and it's like midnight and I'm still like, the reward is that I finish the novel. The reward is that I finish the novel. The reward is that I finish the novel. And sometimes that reward is not enough. So, if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know, because I would really appreciate it, coming from someone who is working on her third draft and slowly losing what little marble she has left. But that is it for my writing diary. If you guys have anything you want me to add to these videos, probably not passages of novels, but like say more word counts, more like how I did this, or if you guys want me to make an entire video of how I create my playlist for my novels, in which case I painstakingly add every single song for every single scene. I don't feel any more productive having done that, but it makes me feel better. So if you guys wanted more of that stuff, please let me know. But until next time, all of my social medias will be down below, and I hope you guys have been having a great week so far, and if not, I hope your next week is better, and I will talk to you guys everywhere else. Bye!